Hey folks, so I've been meaning to make a video on the London system for a while. I feel like it's one of the most controversial openings out there. It always devolves into a very heated debate, and for whatever reason, people really love this opening and some people really hate the opening. So what I want to do is just clear the air, set the record straight, give you guys my honest thoughts on the topic, and hopefully clear up some of the toxicity that often comes up when people discuss this opening. So let's get into it. Of course, when we say the London system, we are basically saying white plays d4, and then in some move order, we'll follow up bishop f4, knight f3, e3, usually c3, and then this knight will often go to d2, and this bishop can go to e2 or d3. There are many different ways of playing this opening, and when people debate this opening, they're essentially asking two questions. Number one, is the opening a good opening? Is it viable for white to fight for an advantage in this opening, at least to compare to other stuff like playing 1e4 or d4 plus c4? And to answer that question, I think at the top level, the London isn't really respected as a major system. People aren't too worried about seeing it. But at lower levels and in Blitz and Rapid, personally, I feel like it is totally viable. White does get chances for an advantage, and it's not that much better or worse than playing anything else, given the practical advantages, especially in Rapid and Blitz, that are afforded to the white player just by knowing the positions a little bit more. So as far as the actual quality of the opening itself goes, I think it's an absolutely fine opening. You fight for the center, you develop your pieces, you castle, everything makes a lot of sense. So the second question that people ask though is the London a good opening for chess improvement? By playing the London, is a player going to really be able to grow as a chess player, or does it kind of limit them by playing the same system over and over again? And this is where I think the conversation kind of breaks down and both sides just start talking past each other, because it really just depends on the individual player. There are some players who take the London system very seriously and they study it, they study the middle games. Take for example my friend Eric Rosen, who is a big time proponent of the London. He has a lot of success with it. If you look at Eric's games, you'll see that he often plays the London in different ways. He'll develop the bishop to f4, he'll go with e3, knight f3, sometimes he'll play an early knight c3. He looks for different move orders and different ideas, and he's okay with exploring different structures. But of course, when we think of the average player who's playing the London system, a lot of times the reason that they're attracted to this opening is to have something simple to play that they can just repeat over and over again without too much thought about what the opponent is doing. Just a simple system that they can follow and often reliably get good positions. And this is where I think things get a little bit tricky. Because I think if that's your approach, and I guess really the main point I want to make is that I don't have a problem so much with the London system, I have a problem with the London mindset. This idea that you can just repeat your moves over and over again, always getting the same type of position, the same type of structure. This is what I think can be really limiting to a player and why I think people should be careful. Because what's going to happen one day is one day you're going to get tired of playing the London system. You're not going to want to see those structures anymore, and you're going to want to switch to something else, whether it's e4, whether it's playing d4, c4, and exploring some of the main lines. But then you're going to have a whole new slew of structures to learn. It's going to take a ton of time to get used to those positions, and you're going to want to retreat into something that you're comfortable in, and you're never going to escape kind of the London prison. You're always just going to go back to that system that you had some initial success in. And this is the danger. So it really here depends on what your goals are and how you're studying the opening. If you're an ambitious player, but you really just want to stick with the London, that's fine, I think, as long as you're exploring different ideas, different move orders, studying games, studying middle games, and trying to expand your knowledge. If you're just pre-moving your first 10 moves no matter what, I don't think this is going to be a great place for chess growth. And if you're teaching a kid and you're trying to develop their potential, the London can be a good opening just to start out, give them something simple to play so they're not blundering all of their pieces in the opening. But if you want someone to really develop, or if you wanted to develop and grow as yourself, I think you really have to start getting introduced to different structures right out of the gate, in particular open structures. This is why I often recommend beginners to always start with playing 1e4. We know tons of GMs don't play e4, they focus solely on d4 or c4, but they played e4 when they were younger, they had some experience, they know how to play open positions. If you're someone who's just starting out in chess and you want something simple to play for the first couple of months, then the London is a great opening. It's very, very user-friendly, very simple to follow, and is based on sound positional principles. But if you want to really expand your horizons and learn a deeper set of positions, then you're going to be wanting to study a lot more than just the London. You're going to want to study different structures, different middle games, different types of players and positions, and this is how you'll grow your overall chess. So hopefully that clears things up for you guys. To recap, I don't think the London is a bad opening objectively. I think it's probably just as good as anything else out there right now. It's the mindset that goes into it. Whether you're playing white or black, if you're always playing the same moves in the opening and never trying to explore and adapt and switch it up based on what the opponent is doing, this is how you get stuck in a rut and then you stop making progress. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments on this or any thoughts that I didn't cover, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.